What seemingly small thing has made you lose interest in someone? 1. A girl asked me if Paris was a city in New Jersey. I laughed. It was cute. But then later she didn't know if the Gulf of Mexico was on the east or west of Florida. She also lives in Florida. Not so cute anymore. I looked out the window. A wall of black clouds was rolling towards the building. Lightning danced across the sky. Crows suddenly lined the electric lines outside. They looked in at us, cawing. I heard a bell toll in the distance. This isn't going to work. 2. I met a fantastic man recently. Our connection was so deep and it had been a long time since I met someone I wanted to be exclusive with. I am a genuinely happy woman. I don't need a man or be in a relationship to feel complete. That being said, he and I spent a lot of time together at the beginning. He was a very successful businessman, owns 2 homes, cars, etc. I'm a pretty low maintenance woman. Money doesn't impress me. About a week into things he randomly asked me about my credit score. I have never had anyone ask me that kind of personal info before. My ex-husband and I discussed our financial info only after our engagement. Really threw me off. I stayed with him at one of his homes for about a week. We went to the market 2x and ordered food in a few times. I offered and paid for the delivery meals. Cost about $120. He paid for the groceries, $180. But I did all the cooking. I even pre-made him a few meals to have on hand for when I left. A few days ago we were talking on the phone and out of the blue he brought up our shopping trips and how much money he spent on groceries and how he never spends that much money on groceries. That really threw me off guard and made me feel uncomfortable. I reminded him that normally he orders food in since he doesn't cook, and I'm sure the cost of food delivery weekly was pretty close to what was spent on the groceries. Anyway, just the fact that he felt compelled to say anything never mind remember the total cost of the groceries really didn't sit well with me. I've never dated a man who didn't enjoy taking care of me. It's sad because I really liked him, but all I can think right now is if he is this way about money this early on in the relationship, it would only get worse over time, and I know eventually it would be a huge stressor in my life and ultimately ruin things. If he was financially challenged I could understand his concerns about money, but this man lives well and enjoys his toys, cars, 2 motorcycles, top-of-the-line accessories for riding, etc. His business is booming and he has money in the bank. I am a self-supporting single woman. I rent a room in my friend's condo and I drive an older model car. I don't have much, but I don't need much. He has no idea that spending $120 on the meals we ordered and put a bit of a dent in my budget, and I wouldn't dream of ever telling him it did. So in a nutshell, his attitude about money has made me lose interest in him. I'm not a good digger by any means, but if he's this petty about groceries, I can't even imagine the other things he's that way about. 3. He had a handicap parking sticker on his ostentatious car. I didn't know you were handicapped. I'm not. I have a friend in City Hall. I can park almost anywhere now. In many ways he was a nice, interesting guy, but I couldn't get past it. He could walk without pain. His brain was in good shape, but he didn't want to be slightly inconvenienced for the sake of people with real obstacles. You've heard of gaydar? My schmuckdar detector was off the charts. 4. Onion soup. I dated this guy a few times, and he suggested taking me to one of his favorite restaurants. As we were seated, he remarked that the chef made a fantastic onion soup. Me said I don't really like onion soup. Him said, oh, but you've never had really good onion soup. Me said it's just not something I enjoy. By this time the waiter has brought water and the bread basket, and is waiting to take our order. Him said 2 onion soups to start with. Me said just 1 onion soup. Thanks. Him said 2 onion soups. Waiter. The waiter is now glancing nervously between us, torn between the man who's going to determine his tip and the woman who just might make a fuss in his fine restaurant and cost him tips from other tables. I relent. Me said all right, 2 onion soups. The waiter serves the onion soup, hot, fragrant, with a thick layer of cheese. I dip my spoon into it and take a taste. Him said, now, isn't that the best onion soup you've ever tasted? Me said it's really good onion soup, and I'd probably be enjoying the hell out of it right now, except I don't like onion soup. Him said, sulkily, well, you could have said something. Obviously, this guy was oblivious to what I said repeatedly. A small thing indicating a massive problem. Last date. 5. On a date ordering food. Me said I want pizza. Him said, do you want a salad with that? Me said no, I'll just have pizza, thanks. Him said, you're sure? Me said yes. Him said, okay, I'm going to order a salad. Me said, for just you, right? Him said yes. Me said, okay, good. Waitress takes our orders. Then moments later salad arrives first. Him said, do you want some salad? Me said no, I just want pizza. Said after looking disgusted by what's on the salad and then gave a confused face at asking about salad again. Him said, try some salad. Me said no thanks, I just want pizza. Him said try. Me said reluctantly and frustratingly lifts fork, tries some salad, then instantly disgusted and spits salad out into a napkin while date went to bathroom. My pizza finally arrives. Him, while I was enjoying my pizza, want some salad? Me said no, I just want pizza. In firmer tone and now so angry on the inside. Date over. Me to myself, never again. How many times must a girl say no? He's controlling. Red flag. Get out now. Before going home I promptly refused a second date invitation from him and almost ran home to shower smoke smell off from the pool place where we had our date. Rules of thumb. No means no, and let's consider all situations a girl might say no to a guy, not just the sexual kind. If he doesn't listen to you on the first date, he won't listen to you in the relationship. It will only get worse. First food, then clothing, then other personal preferences, then bam, you've lost yourself and who you are. No, thanks. Be nice on the date but take notes and do not subject yourself to it again. Controlling behavior is not good in any form. 6. This person and I had been seeing each other for a few months. I noticed that I had a tail light out, and he accompanied me to the store to buy a replacement. In the store parking lot, I popped the trunk and replaced the blown bulb. He took the bulb and smashed it on the ground. I looked at him in disbelief and asked him why he did that. He said that way, it wouldn't be mistaken for a good bulb. I pointed out that this was a public parking lot, and people with children very frequently went there. I said that parents often allowed little children to go barefoot, and that a parent might put a barefoot child to stand on their feet on the ground when getting them out of the car, and with broken glass on the ground, a child could get their feet cut up badly. He said that would be the parent's fault for not looking at the ground before putting the child down. As the mother of 5 children, none of whom he ever met, this set me off. We had a very angry discussion. He defended his position adamantly. I tore it down at every turn. He had multiple other faults, but that one decided it for me. To have so little respect for others, especially as a professed religious person, it was the end. I was so done with him. 7. This one is a bit silly. A few months ago, I went on a date with a girl I had met online. We had dinner together. She was pretty and charming. She had a smile that felt really genuine and warm. We had some shared interests, particularly in literature and some more obscure bands. She relied a bit too much on talking in platitudes and overly generalized statements on more complex topics, but I wasn't too turned off by that at the time. Maybe it was because she was pretty. I admit there was a bias happening there, but I noticed throughout the entire night, she never said thank you to or made eye contact once with anyone working in the restaurant. When she was done ordering, she placed the menu on the table rather than put it in the server's outstretched hand. Whenever someone came by to fill up our water, nothing. When a waitress pointed her to the direction of the washroom, not a peep. And she never made eye contact once while asking her question. Suddenly, I found myself becoming annoyed with her brand of #ready maxims. For all of her positivity, she couldn't see fit to express an iota of that to the hardworking wait staff. I drove her back to her place first, and then I went back home. That was the last time we met up. I will happily admit that, yes, it is a bit silly to lose interest in someone over something as seemingly small as that. And yeah, I know there have been a couple of times in my life where I was in a rush and was rude, or perhaps even brusque to someone who was just trying to help me. But, I mean, this was bordering on aggressively willful negligence. Another time, after I came back to China, I went on a date with a girl who was very polite and thankful to wait staff. But she spent the entire evening on her phone and didn't once try to even act interested when it wasn't her turn to talk. You can guess how that burgeoning relationship turned out in the end. Maybe it's just me.